into the water. Let it fall, let it fall. Drop a stone into the water. Let it fall, let it fall.
Well, I'm the last airbender, planet Earth defender. Hear the telly sucker MCs, you all just pretenders. You was never in the trenches, you was never in the gutter. Surviving with your henchmen on bread and peanut butter. I'm a hip-hop lover, true school tactician, with deep underground to receive the transmission. Intelligent vision, divine intervention. I take in my mistakes and I turn them into wisdom. Ignite the soul fire like the fuel does a piston. Cleanse the living water from all forms of sedition. Our spiritual tradition gives strength to our mission as we overcome in our collective superstition. Hip-hop is a force sidestepping the system, but way too many busy pissing, arguing and dissing. You criticize my teaching, how you think you should be living, when all the while Babylon keeps building bigger prisons. It's a really tough position, discussing our position. We're speaking to each other but forgetting how to listen. As corrupt politicians keep raising our tuition, they're forcing our humanity beyond all recognition. It's quite the contradiction when we see the apparition. We claim we speak for God and then we hide behind religion. As the modern inquisitions making all of life's decisions, forcing whole families to live in deep submission.
Into the water, let it fall, let it fall.
The New World Order sat on a wall. The New World Order had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the queen's men, they couldn't put the world back in order again. The New World Order sat on a wall. The New World Order had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the queen's men, they couldn't put the world back in order again. Cause we're the true world order for the nation of hip-hop. From the temple to the hood, from the res to the block, from the mystic inner city to the highest steel mountain. Hip-hop is flowing over us like a fountain. Now ain't nobody doubting we outlasted them all. Throw a stone into the water, let it fall, let it fall. Witness as it ripples throughout all of creation. One love goes to our hip-hop nation. New York City, we keep it in hip-hop. Los Angeles, we keep it in hip-hop. All of Europe, we keep it in hip-hop. Alkebulan, we keep it in hip-hop. Canada, we keep it in hip-hop. South America, we keep it in hip-hop. Australia, we keep it in hip-hop. Turtle Island, we keep it in hip-hop.
Into the water, let it fall, let it fall.
Brace yourself for the baddest guard to ever grab it. Can't pretend like I had it, always had to have it. Describing up these classics, generous every package. Ill automatic for these hip-hop fanatics. Special is an understatement, niggas ain't even close to every disappointed legend. I give them reason to toast. Sun tracks run back, had these fiends leaning the most. Everybody out in church like he's breathing the ghost. It ain't far from the truth, but let me get mine first. Come on, all this pain and all this anguish, they gon' feel this hurt. For the bullshit, someone gon' see you reimbursed. Big ups to Loaded Lux, they gon' get this work. Rappers on the radio ain't got shit on son. How shine, all these niggas figures, they know that one. Exactly what it is, why it is, and where it came from. Hurry up and get your money up, cause here I come. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. We still down though, everybody struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody struggling. When the shit hits the fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody struggling. Time's wasted, time don't even exist. Such is why the hood is exactly the way that it is. You let another man tell you what's the law in this bitch. So breaking laws reflects the very way that you live. Understand this, drugs don't make a take themselves. So we was just a reason to have you sleeping in jail. Kill your interest in education just to see that you fail. Have you in conflict with yourself by believing in hell. Communities are breeding envy, so they break up every family. Depression seems unbearable, starts eating at your sanity. Have you searching for greed or grasp that it's just a fantasy? Obesely if you have to, and disregard humanity. humanity. Classes get distracted when you look at how they acted. You can take a closer look, you see the rich becoming the savage. To the class acting rich, perpetrating above average. But the poor still sincere while struggling and adapting. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. We still down though, everybody's struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody's struggling. When the shit hits a fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody's struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody's struggling. We forgetting about peace, getting mad at the little shit. High anxiety, prepping heart attacks in a little bit. Keep you living to eat, that's the only time you civil with. The ones that truly love you, then right back to the belittling. That got you worrying, juggling how to keep a room. Working a 9 to 5 you don't like, and it is eating you. On social media, wonder who you're moving, talking to. Stuck in the ghetto, no protection, the police walking through. Got your secret addiction, too ashamed to get help for. Relying on the state to escape what you fell for. Never above water, have you begging the drugstore. Know what it would be easier if society loved more. Too busy to rehabilitate to make sure you okay. The laziness is overwhelmed and don't want to motivate. Knowing you need a break while reality's like no way. I understand why insanity, the choice becomes gold play. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. We still down though, everybody's struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody's struggling. When the shit hits the fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody's struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody's struggling.
Peace, peace. What's good, everybody? Peace and much love. You alive in the meditation.
These niggas talk about God is out. Say that above all the doubt. You know who brought it out. All amounts to the fallen count from a starving mouth. Straight to the harvest ground, digging up the rawest sound. Understand what I'm calling down. Haters all around. Supreme gladiator in a hole.
These days, what it do?
Rap is bargain style, getting dressy. Apparently,
someone exclusive, no keepers of the ethers coming soon.
Water bearers, time, fire, water, time, fire, fire. Heard this since the beginning, spinning through the sands of time. Nigga fan bands, 10 grand just to stand in line.
Big up Mr. Jefferson.
While sleepers keep dreaming.
Manifest.
Receiving frequencies they don't believe in.
Hey.
For a reason, increasing beyond
Johnny Fight.
Deleting by secreting through the voice.
That ambitious one.
But these niggas gotta move, there's just not enough room. I'm bringing my God. I mean, fuck coming soon. It's been long overdue for the real and for the truth. I'm bringing my God. For those who ain't attuned, I suggest you get in tune. If you ready for the truth, I'm bringing my God. Do what you gotta do. Great spirit coming through, ancestors coming through. I'm bringing my God.
Although we is gonna bring that back.
Fuck these niggas talk about God is out. Say that above all the doubt, you know who brought it out. All amounts to the fallen count from a starving mouth. Straight to the harvest ground, digging up the rawest sound. Understand what I'm calling down. Haters all around. Supreme gladiator in a hall of clowns. God don't need a crown. Rap is bargain style, getting dressy. Apparently you see the gowns. Meanwhile, someone is back to solidify the I and I higher mind. Water bearers, time, fire, water, time, fire, fire. Heard this since the beginning, spinning through the sands of time. Nigga fan bands, 10 grand just to stand in line. We weaving, retrieving while sleepers keep dreaming. Solar rays beaming, receiving frequencies they don't believe in. I've been itching for a reason, increasing beyond diseases. Deleting by secreting through the void. Don't mean to fuck with your move, but these niggas gotta move. There's just not enough room. I'm bringing my God. I mean, fuck coming soon. It's been long overdue for the real and for the truth. I'm bringing my God. For those who ain't attuned, I suggest you get in tune. If you ready for the truth, I'm bringing my God. Do what you gotta do. Great spirit coming through, ancestors coming through. I'm bringing my God. This that shit you can't ignore. I shake the hinges off the door. Niggas full, I give you more. Burst the hook like good form. Category 7 storms that ain't never been performed. Can't say you ain't informed or ain't never been warned. We gon' exceed every norm, every expert being torn by the old stay up sworn. Coast to coast or the storm. Don't mean to fuck with your move, but these niggas gotta move. There's just not enough room. I'm bringing my God. I mean, fuck coming soon. It's been long overdue for the real and for the truth. I'm bringing my God. For those who ain't attuned, I suggest you get in tune. If you ready for the truth, I'm bringing my God. Do what you gotta do. Great spirit coming through, ancestors coming through. I'm bringing my God. For all my niggas in the street that's been hustling to eat, ladies strolling on the beat, I'm bringing my God. My people trapped in a cell that's already in hell, being told they have failed. I'm bringing my God. To the babies that's confused in the cycle of abuse, you can't break out of the loop. I'm bringing my God. For those who were born ready, but studying something heavy and down to rock steady, I'm bringing my God. We gon' turn up the pressure, deliver you something fresher than ever. From the oppressors to the rightful successors, identified by the measure, no bullshit whatsoever. To God, no intercessor, communicating together, exposing the transgressors that rather you know never. Been thinking they so clever, pretending they know better, teaching you that you lesson, but this is their last semester. We tired these fake professors professing they about to lecture. Scars turf, God's earth, devil gets no dominion. Facts, fuck what you heard, learn informed, that's opinion. This division of religions is caused by politicians. By tradition, these conditions continue your submission. As they whitewash your brain till you perceive it's your decision. Infatuated by the light show that's fucking up your vision. Blind to the sight that you've been witnessing magicians, killing your intuition from giving you no nutrition. Praise God.
Peace, peace, peace. Peace and much love to everybody. Excuse me. We are live in the meditation. It's your host, SUNONE. You already know what it is. Peace to everybody who shared the link. I definitely appreciate it. This is phenomenal. To even have everybody join this early is dope. As you see, I got a number up there. That's the call-in line. I promised y'all I was going to get the phone going. And I slacked off because I was supposed to have it Sunday. But either way, it's here now. And of course, we already can expect some knuckleheads probably going to call up every once in a while, just stumbling upon it. But it's all good because SUNONE is in control, and I will hang up fast. If you ain't right and exact, but if you calling up because you know what the meditation is about, and you either got a comment, you want to add on, you want to build, whatever, if you just want to shout out, all that, y'all can hit us up, 860-465-9708. We getting back into the way it once was, with a little addition added on as far as the video and all that and the live. So this is dope. This is real cool. Today, as you should know from the title, we are live in the divine performance, and this is day 4. Day 4. We're going 21 days of fasting, of performing the divine performances, the 18 divine performances, essentially creating new habits, getting rid of some old habits, setting some stuff aside in order that we become better for ourselves, for our families, for the community, for the world, for God, for the earth, rather. And that's essentially what this is all about. Of course, we're going to get into a little bit of reading. We won't read everything because this ain't that type of party. Well, at least we're not sharing all the secrets. You got to get one of these if you really about it. And just to let everybody know, I haven't done this in a long time, but I got 10 gospels on the way. So if you don't have a gospel of hip hop, holla at me. Very likely one of these belong to you, and essentially I will be giving those out at cost for them, but I got a little surprise if you decide to get them at cost. So there is something special that goes along with your willingness to actually pay for knowledge, or seeking knowledge. And this isn't just any regular knowledge. This is spiritual knowledge. Hip-hop spiritually. Make no mistake about it. Yes, it is the gospel of hip-hop for a reason. For a reason. And if anyone doesn't know, this was written by the teacher KRS-One for the Temple of Hip-Hop, just so that we are clear as to where these words that SUNONE is reading from, and why he is reading them in the first place. And no one understand, I am only reading them and trying to share this with people because it worked for me. If it did not work for me, I really would have no reason to share it unless I was faking the funk. But Sun One, I can tell you, is not faking the funk. I am definitely in my divine performance, getting it in order that I make God proud of me. That's why I'm doing it. I know that the blessings that I've received are from God, the ultimate, the great mother, the great father, great spirit. And make no mistake about it, not necessarily by gender. It's just a way to intellectualize what that is, the all in all. I'm appreciative of what I've received and the continuous life, the blessings, past, present, and future, straight up and down. I already know it's gonna get wild. And if I can be a blessing to others, that is exactly what I aim to be and aim to do, knowing above all else that essentially through this show I have found a greater purpose, and the purpose for me is sharing that which I've experienced, that which I have overstood, and know to be truth in my life. It may not be your truth. It may be, though, at the same time. So if you are brought here, it is clearly for a reason. Don't discount your movements and what you do and what God is doing with you. What are the chances? Why? Why is it that you tune into the meditation? Why is it that you read the Gospel of Hip Hop? Why is it that possibly you linked up with the teacher KRS-One? These are important questions that you need to look at, and also the rest of your history. That is divine. Make no mistake about it. All is divine. Every action, every instance that you've ever had that's led you up to these moments and beyond, that are to come, there's a special, specific, and unique at the same time reason for it. And it's really up to you to recognize that or not. And hopefully you do. Hopefully you can take this time to really feel the love for everybody, all that's taking place. As crazy as the world appears, I still feel like I have, at this time that I've been put on this earth, I am with some very, very special people, and I appreciate that. I love it. It's beautiful, straight up and down. Obviously this is all perception, what you want to perceive at the time and how you want to look at things, but that is also instrumental and could be detrimental to your health and well-being. That whether you dwell on the negative or dwell on the positive, and then how that turns around and makes up your life. They say what you expect is really what you get. So if everything is negative to you, everything will truly be negative. But if things are positive to you, or if you can see the positivity or extract the positivity out of it, then everything should be and will be positive for you. And this goes into the I believe where yesterday's divine performance study, where it talks about even things that you may see on TV shows make something positive out of it. Make it educational for you. Figure it out. Essentially, make your percent. Actually, you know what? I know I can find it real quick. So if you just bear with me, because it really hit me this time when I read it again. Although it's always on the brain, especially when I'm watching something like TV. Here it goes. Paragraph 7 and perform study. Look for the lesson even if one does not appear to exist. Expand your comprehension. Do not just study knowledge, create knowledge out of the experiences of your own life. Add to the things that you already know. Do not just study to know. Bring your knowing to your study. Study what you need to know. And you may ask, well, because it's saying it in bold letters, well, what do I need to know? You should know that. When you come across it, that is within you. That's listening to that inner voice, essentially letting you know this may be something that you need to know. Or though things may be far-fetched on possibly a TV show, you perform your listening and listen to what's being discussed, how it's being discussed. Even if it is that you're realizing that, this is mind manipulation going on right now. Instead of just letting your mind being manipulated, you can listen and feel that and hear that and then know that. And then be able to share it with somebody else in the future. Or possibly right there with somebody that you're chilling with or watching the movie or television show or whatever. All experience and where the gospel tells you that when God sends messages and talks to you, it could come from the oddest places, the most unconventional places. But yet and still, it is God that's touching you, that's saying something to you all of a sudden. Like it was crazy. I find that especially concentrating on one divine performance a day, which shout out to Minister Zinaru, because in a sense that's his intellectual property. Or it was his suggestion, so we'll call it his intellectual property. But either way, in doing so, it seems it's hitting me as though the next divine performance, I'm able to look back on yesterday and see where I could have used it. And then, of course, during that day, I am heavily aware. But taking it one by one, and I also do advise, ain't nothing wrong with eating up the whole divine performance and then going back and doing one a day after that. That's cool too. That's dope. However, but again, study what you need to know. Do what works best for you. And you know yourself better than anybody else besides God. God, without a doubt, knows you better, very likely, than you know yourself, and knowing and not being bound by the illusion of time, so to speak. It is so funny because I want to watch. There's no need to watch what I say, because if you're here, I would imagine you with it. So, but okay, I wanted to point that out. But we are on perform discipline, and we'll start off. We'll just read a little bit, possibly the first page, and we'll build on that. Once again, after feel the appropriate time, please. I appreciate it. But the number is there. You can call in. You don't have to if you don't want to. There's no pressure. But either way, the number is 860-465-9708. Live in the meditation. Perform discipline. Every day we are faced with opportunities to perform discipline, self-control. Attuned hip-hoppers uses moments of temptation to practice restraint, moments of fear to practice faith, moments of anger and anxiety to practice patience and inner calmness. These are divine performances. In all actions, use moderation. Temptation, fear, anger, etc. can be used as tests that strengthen your mind and body. Seek balance. Do not overindulge, for this act leads to suffering. Control yourself. Self-control is your only friend, while temptation is your only enemy. Never forget this. What's crazy about this is I thought about, I went to go see Save One. Shout out to Save One. I went to go see him and also have a vacation with my girl for a couple days in Atlantic City. Crazy fiasco goes down as far as booking the room, messing around with Expedia, and I'm gonna put them on blast because they're wild. But either way, they booked me twice simultaneously. Like, there wasn't a split second in, okay, I'm booking the room, boop, I'm sorry, sir, I booked you twice. Here, let me pass you on to somebody who can fix it. So either way, I get on to somebody who supposedly can fix it. Their computer is down, and they're supposed to call me in an hour in order to fix all this. And so I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Hang up. Now, mind you, your boy's performing patience hardcore all day. Like, no matter, it will get fixed. I know it will. So essentially, 3 calls later, they're still wilding. They're trying to make it seem like as if it might have been my fault. And I'm explaining it to them the same way each time. I'm like, listen, your representative booked me twice. This isn't me booking me twice on the computer. This is your representative booking me twice. And they're like, well, let me check into it. Like, dude, there's nothing to check. There's nothing to check. This is what it is. So needless to say, the final time that I called, something told me, listen, you've done great with the patience. You get an A for patience. Now it's time to perform anger, as a matter of fact. This is crazy, but it's true. And even though really inside I wasn't angry, I did think they were crazy, but I knew I had to convey to them anger. If I kept calling up as Mr. Patient, they were going to keep taking advantage of me. Like, it was really a trick. They ended up turning around and telling me, okay, because we booked you twice, we're going to refund you 2 days and make you pay for one. I was like, these people are nuts. So essentially, I was like, listen, if you don't fix this, I'm going to sue you and the hotel. Mind you, I don't know nothing about suing nobody, but the way I conveyed it and the way I said it, he said, hold on, let me get my supervisor. Please hold. Please don't hang up. Hold on, and I'll be right back. Came right back, and he's like, okay, we put it in. This may take up to 5 days. I was like, sure, no problem. He's like, okay, sorry about that. Have a nice day. I was like, have a nice day. And the money was back that night. That's the wild thing. So it was a bunch of smoke and mirrors. It was crazy. It was crazy. But either way, after performing patience, but for so long, something within me said, no, listen, you're good. Thank you for making that effort. But now you're going to have to turn it up. You have to know when to use certain things like that. There's a time and there's a place, but you definitely do not want it to be out of your control. The point is self-control, self-directing. You want to be in control of your emotions so that everything is not twisting and turning you. That, if anything, you want to twist and turn for a moment. But you know, intellectually, spiritually, soulfully, that you have to return to peace. You have to return to patience. You have to return to the divine performances. And also, because this ends up going into explaining more of what the divine performance is, and I want to make that clear as well. Let's see. Okay. We're going back to what I had said on the previous episode. Last episode. Each performance is literally a preformed dance or a performance, an action that creates and forms life's circumstances. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna board that up real quick. Okay, and we'll continue with that later. I just want everybody to know that this is what happens upon continuation and completion and remaining in the divine performance. Sorry about that. An action that creates and forms life's circumstances. Let me get back to where I was. All right. A hip-hopper's spiritual strength is not measured by what can be resisted in the flesh. It is measured by that which is resisted in the mind. In order to change or modify your behavior, you must first change or modify the picture you hold of yourself in your mind. What is your perception of yourself? What do you mean to you? How valuable are you to you? How serious do you take yourself? So the question is, are you one of those people that essentially says, well, I ain't nobody perfect. Pretty much that. Do you do that to yourself? Do you down yourself on some making yourself to yourself mediocre or regular in a sense? Do you set yourself up to essentially not disappoint yourself when you end up disappointing yourself to make it easier? You have to ask yourself that, because that essentially is not good for you. It's not good for you to do that. Or should I say, within yourself, you still disappoint yourself, even though you're trying to tell yourself that. That's what's messed up about it, is that you try to tell yourself in order to ease it when that's not the truth of your being. Your being knows what is right and what is wrong. And when you can get into a place of self-acceptance of that, but that's nothing good for you. That's nothing good for you. That's how you stay addicted to things. That's how you remain in a certain funk or remain in certain situations that essentially you've created, and you're just like, I am who I am. it's too late for me to change now. It's crazy. Young people say that. That's supposed to be the old man's excuse. People are like, oh, apparently you can't teach a young dog new tricks. That shouldn't be the way it is. You literally have the power within you to stop anything that you want to stop that you do, that you don't agree with, or that you want to change. You can do it. It takes strength. It takes time. It takes courage. And the reason why it takes courage is because odds 10 to 1 from Jump Street, you're not necessarily going to get it the first time. So you have to be willing to accept not immediately living up to your own standard, that you could possibly, I don't want to say fail, I want to say fuck up. You could fuck up a couple of times, but you need to have the strength to then get right back up and keep trying again immediately. It's like when I first began trying the divine performance, if I fucked up within the first try or initial couple days, I say, forget it. I'll try it again in another month. And then that other month didn't come for months. It didn't come for a lot of months. And then I try again, and then whatever. But the point is, you get knocked down, it's better to keep trying regardless. It's like, for one, when you're not used to this, if you're not used to fasting, for instance, during the day, when you're on your divine performance in your mind, and as far as what's prescribed daily, you're on it, you're doing it, but you're not used to fasting. Before you know it, you're at the refrigerator by accident, chewing on something, and you're like, oh shit, yo, I fucked up. So then what do? Do you say, forget it, I messed up today, might as well eat? Because there's one voice saying that to you, and then there's another voice saying, nah, man, just put it down and keep going. So what? Nobody is really sitting there demanding what you do or don't do. But you feel that way, and there's a reason why you feel that way, because while doing the divine performance, if any time that you're more aware of the presence of God, it is definitely when you're attempting to do the divine performance. So pretty much what I'm trying to say to you, I know we're only on day 4, but anything could happen. Don't be discouraged. Keep it moving. Especially if this may be your first time attempting the divine performances. It's okay. It's okay. It's your intention. It's within you that matters, and that what counts. God knows that. God is literally looking at your experience, or looking at the fact that you're willing to try to experience it. That's where your applaud is without a doubt deserved. Continuing. On the inside, what do you look like to you? Do you often say, this is funny. It's probably because I read it earlier that I said it, but you already know. Ain't nobody perfect. If this is how you see yourself, imperfect, you shall never be even close to perfect. Your affirmation is final. The world shall have its way with you. Temptations of all sorts attack unperfected people constantly. Such people actually weaken themselves by affirming and believing that they are imperfect. It's like saying to the world, "Come and get me." Such an affirmation leads nowhere. However, if you even reach for perfection in your own imperfect life, which is perfectly imperfect, such an act will indeed protect you from the world and its temptations. For in the material world, it's not perfection that is needed to protect you from temptation. It is the actual desire for perfection that is an indestructible shield and sword against the world and its agents of temptation. Never give up. Keep trying. Seek truth. I was jumping ahead, apparently. Okay, I want to find this specific spot that I'm looking for that essentially says, because I'm pretty sure it was in this. You have proven. Okay, you know what? See, this is why. Come on, Sun One. Get organized. I'm trying, y'all. Oh, there you go. See? See that? See that? I just excused myself. Don't try. Do. That's what it needs to be. See how quick? See how quick? Oh man. Spiritual strength is also measured by one's patience and endurance. You guys have to excuse me. If somebody could help me out, help me out. But either way, and actually it might not even be in this. It might have been in an earlier one, but essentially it talks about. No. It is in this because it's about discipline, and that essentially that's what the divine performance is and does. Oh man, I wish it would just jump out at me. Okay. Oh, here it is, and it does. Okay. Jump to paragraph 16. I'll give you all a second. Quick second. All right. For the attuned hip-hopper, discipline has more to do with realizing truth and having respect for oneself than the practice of restraint. The whole divine performance is a disciplinary training exercise designed to produce a hip-hop character, behavior that prepares one for leadership and victory over the obstacles of the streets. Okay. That is a lot to write on said board. So, essentially, I'm not going to do that because I don't want y'all to have to stare at someone's backside for too long. But I will repeat it. The whole divine performance, and you can underline this or highlight it in your gospel if you choose. But to know what this is, it like shine light on me when I read it. The whole divine performance is a disciplinary training exercise designed to produce a hip-hop character, behavior that prepares one for leadership and victory over the obstacles of the streets. So, my point for really pointing this out and bringing this out like this is the fact of this is getting you ready for when life circumstances change because of your willingness to do the divine performance, to attempt the divine performance. because it is an action that creates and forms life's circumstances in the future. I hope y'all hearing me. Straight up. Doing this is setting up your future, just like all your past actions of however you've been performing the majority of your life. Set up and created and formed the life circumstance that you are within this very moment. Which I'm sure, especially if you're here rocking with us, that within your intentions in the past were good. And you should not feel as though they went unnoticed by the universe. You see, being privy to this knowledge, you have to understand, and not that the knowledge isn't in other forms or hasn't always been here, because the all has always been here. But to me, for it to come in this way, to be so plain, and explained in such a way that there's no mistaking, I feel privileged as a being to really get it this easy. Which is why, in turn, I feel obligated, or I am obligated in my mind, to not fail. You gotta understand that. My experiences will not allow me to remain ignorant. I have no choice in my mind but to recognize God's presence within it, all throughout it, as a matter of fact. It's like I am in a beautiful space almost through my whole life. Only small things really bothered me. And it was just a matter of time before anything that really was upsetting was gone. And it was right back to heaven. But it was always because I somewhat did restrain myself from the thought of the presence of God being present. Or if I strayed too far, if I did, I'll be the first to admit it. When I did do whatever I did it. Straight up and down, knowing that I was purposely being ignorant of the presence of God. So such is why I don't really see that as an excuse for others, because I was there. I purposely did it. So I feel like everybody, I'd hope everybody has the same capabilities of me. And I'm sure they do. Such is why I don't give nobody no excuses. Like, yo, straight up. I mean, unless a mental disability is involved, but even then, oh, this is crazy. Because we go show it right here. I'm at the bowling alley with my girl. We bowling, right? And something that I've always wanted to do since I was young is I wanted to be one of those people, and I very likely should just go ahead and figure out how to do it, take the steps and find out how to really do it. Because I have always wanted to do this. Taking around mentally disabled people to go out, have fun, go shopping or whatever, give them some normalcy in their life. But either way, there was a big group of them, and they were there at the bowling alley, and they was getting they bowl on, right? But so My girl felt it. She noticed it. She was like, yo, I feel like they're staring at me. And I'm like, of course they are. They know what it is. I mean, they like beauty. To them, you're very likely beautiful. They don't want to be near you and want to be close. So either way, my G tried to play dumb like he didn't know where he was going and was coming over to come sit where we were. Now they're right next to us, but he came and he was about to sit down right next to me, right? And so I hear the lady say to him, come on, whatever his name was. She's like, stop playing. Don't act like you know where you're supposed to be. And I saw him chuckle a little bit and back up and then go where he was supposed to go. So even the mentally disabled have some sense of knowing and or turning on ignorance to try to play, just like a baby might or a little child might try to pretend like they didn't know something was wrong when clearly they knew. It's just like that. So either way, still, God knows your intentions within you. And so, it in turn created and formed your life circumstances. Now, where you go from your present, and always in your present, it's never too late. It's never too late. In your present, you are always creating your future and very likely creating your past. And this is crazy how this works, because as we've learned throughout our teachings is that in a sense, or very likely, or in a special sense, but you can actually affect your past or be that voice to your past, so that certain things or certain times that you can recall and that you remember of where you just happen to make the right decision, which very likely could have been detrimental to your life, that you made the right decision. If you meditate back on that moment and actually be there with yourself, visualize yourself over yourself and tell it, hey, no, turn right, or stop. No, you know what? Don't go nowhere. Just forget it. Anything, any type of instance like that where you feel like you've heard another voice, you could actually be doing that. Now, very likely that other voice was your spirit doing it anyways, if you choose not to do this exercise. But it is enhanced. Like, if you know there are times when, like, my God, I shouldn't be here. That's what it is. Like, for instance, when I was young, I made a very stupid mistake. I stole my aunt's car. I think I was around 13, 14. Picked up a bunch of my homeboys. Went to McDonald's. Got some food. See, it's all bad. Story's all bad already. And essentially was rolling around in my aunt's car. And came to a light. Was reaching into a bag. Trying to get some French fries. And couldn't grab the French fries. And my eyes were off the road. Mind you, I took my foot off of the brake. And in that moment, the car started rolling out into the intersection, slow as can be, probably 1 to 2 miles per hour, just rolling. Everybody in the car, I got probably 5 people in the car with me. Nobody's noticing we're just rolling into the middle of the street. Nobody's noticing nothing. Needless to say, we get hit on my side, 50 miles per hour by a pickup truck. We're in the Subaru. Shout out to Subaru. Shout out to Subaru. Legacy. Because it's part of my legacy. But essentially, none of us were hurt. None of us were hurt whatsoever. Got out. Most terrible thing I ever did to my aunt, my mother, which is like crazy. But either way, I was in a habit of doing that. Now, would I want to go back and stop that from occurring after the fact that, for one, I wasn't hurt? Because if I didn't get caught and I didn't have that accident and didn't get hit that time, God knows what would have happened another time in the future. Because I would have kept doing it. I had no reason to not do it. I was getting away with it all day. And here's the crazy thing is my rationale for doing so was, out of all the people in the world to have an accident, what are the chances it's going to happen to me? Do you understand that? Out of all the I'm sitting here trying to do mathematical ratios of the chances of an accident. Apparently, it was pretty high, and I was way off. But everything has its reason. Everything has its purpose. And at the fact that I was okay. So when I meditate back on that, literally, I try to be there as if I'm in between the truck and the car and protecting myself for that time. I don't want to change nothing, though. I don't want to change nothing, because God knows what would have happened if that time I caught it and didn't. So no one understand or try to get what I'm saying. So I'm just trying to give y'all an example and give y'all a look into how it later creates and forms life's circumstances. And it very much matters the person that you are inside. Because I could have been an asshole and not felt any remorse for that. I felt terrible. I knew it. When I heard the screaming of my aunt's voice, that was the most craziest thing I've ever heard. Because she was blindsided. She didn't even believe me when I'm calling her on the phone from the cop's cell phone. It was nuts. It was nuts. But I still would not change it. And if I wouldn't change, and I obviously I wouldn't change it because I'm all right. And I feel great today. I had absolutely no, I think my side hurt a slight little bit, but it was nothing. Not even a bruise, I don't think. It was crazy. Car demolished. Like, there would be no meditation today if physics worked the right way that day, I think. But that being the case, and then and it wasn't just, see, and I won't get into my aunt's personal life, but then certain things in that made things happen that she got to notice other people and how they helped her at that time, or lack of helping her at that time. So her experience was obviously different. But she still loved me. Ultimately, I'd hope to think that she forgave me, but I mean, I know it's still like, what the fuck? Can't believe he did that back then, but I guess we're all right now and everything is gravy. But come on, man. I mean, there are actually a lot of instances where I know, just being a kid, doing ignorant stuff, drinking too much, getting alcohol poison and whatnot, in which there are real chances that I could possibly not be here. And I'm sure it's not that different with you. Although, as the gospel says, although the situation may not be the exact same, a lot of the circumstances that make up these things are similar. So we can all relate. And then realize, and the point of this, see now, whoa, we getting in. The point of this, and the point of hip hop, is to see and look back at what it really did, what it really was, and what it's really doing today. Come on. If you're doing the divine performance today from hip hop, which everybody just thinks is a hip hop, you don't stop, you rock it to the, think it's just music. And look what it's really doing. It's really changing real people who had real issues, but making and creating some of the best people, help solving others' issues from reflecting on their own. Hip hop. And we raw about it. Ain't no sugarcoating nothing. This is real. I am unashamed because of what it has allowed me to do, how it lifted me up, gave me the inspiration to continue, because I was losing it. I gotta keep it real. I've loved God all of my life, studied all scriptures, all types of different spiritual knowledge, seeking and trying to understand. And trust me, I was getting uninspired. And why? Because it was hard to see it in the physical world. I got caught up in the making everything negative. Everything was getting negative. It was like, God damn, what is going on? These people, this world is nuts and crazy. What's the point? How can this be? Where is the movement? Where is God? I'm trying to find God. And then, through the teacher, KRS-One, and I, without a doubt, have to give credit to where credit is due. He shows you why. He points to you, shows you where. And it's up to you to actually see it and realize it and recognize it. But it's not just out of his mouth. There are a lot of people that know and feel there is something divine about the very creation of hip hop, of how it came to be and what it did for the people that it came to. What hope it gave those people. What new strength it gave those people. The revitalization of a people told they couldn't go to school no more. On some, you get no transportation. You can't get no education. Though we are posing as a society of educated people. But a certain people, we don't want you educated because what you do with the education. You rise. So then, obviously, we're like, then fuck education. Y'all don't want to give us education. Fuck the education. We're going to do our own shit. We got our own thing that we can do. And so then in the midst of doing so, we still can't ignore the fact that we still do want to be educated. We still do want to be the best. And we do it. Like, yo, freak this. Teach myself. Even if I just have to use this knowledge of what's going on out here as the educational material. That's the making of the lesson. Taking the lesson out of something unconventional. Like, you know what? There are principles that you can learn from reflecting on stories of the hood, of the poor, daily occurrences. And we gonna make it cool. We gonna rap about it. Make it so that you can learn it. Understand why people can regurgitate. They want you to regurgitate. Their whole teaching method is based on regurgitation. And yet, the way we do it, you can regurgitate it 1,000 times quicker than what they're doing. The lessons that teacher taught in his early music, people were learning and had off the cuff. And of course, you want to do your own research to then research that what the person is saying is correct. But at the same time, people researched what Teach said and found that it was correct. And so then they had it off the cuff. Easy. On some, yo, I break this all down with one rhyme. Real quick. Let you know what's happening. We can go through every single instance in life in a rhyme. And build and make knowledge born to the masses. That's what I'm saying. It took a people that were called worthless, told they were worthless, treated like they were worthless, when really they were some of the most intellectual minds of the time that were purposely oppressed because of their true God-given potential. They knew what this was. They knew eventually we would realize that it came from the Creator, as all things do. This is us. This is hip hop. This is what we're giving to the world freely. Now, everybody's not giving it freely, but we are. For any who wants it. And a lot of people have been too manipulated and brainwashed into not wanting it or believing they don't want it. They can't even conceive the fact that hip hop might be divine. They're still denying the existence of the divine, period. How could they figure in understanding that, know that hip hop, for the fact that it is, must be divine? And that's what's crazy about people who do know about the divine. You know about the divine, feel about the divine. Yet, and you say the all is the all, and everything is that all in creation. But then when you say, well, what about hip hop? I don't know. But that also everything is for a reason. See, now this is where it just all goes. It goes full circle. It goes round and round on the infinity, really. Round and round. Because, yes, there is a misrepresentation of what we're about. But, do you think that's not divine as well? Of course it is. That's what makes it really not for everybody. Of course there's going to be a misrepresentation. There's a misrepresentation of everything. Why would hip hop be any different? It is specific for those born for it. It's not for everybody. But And you literally have to make that decision for yourself. But those of us that are assured and for sure, we live in it and loving it because there's nothing, and I must stress this, there's nothing like being in the beginning. This is still the beginning, 40 years deep. 44, really. As we discuss the divine performance of discipline on day 4. Come on. But all right, y'all. Hold on. Where we at? All right. Come on now. Somebody can call in if you want. Don't let me do this. Because you know I'll do it. 860-465-9708. Holla at me now. We'll read we'll jump back and read a couple of more. Let's see. We touched on the study. We didn't go into the listening. Well, we did actually talk about listening, and actually let's just break bread on that real quick. Those who know their divine purpose can practice listening to that small inner background voice inside of them. It usually tells them what to do as well as what not to do. But most people ignore their still small voice only to regret making a decision contrary to the will of that still small voice. In sorrow, they regret. They say, I knew I should have, or something told me to. It is this cycle that must be reversed. You must eventually develop the ability to hear clearly and obey that inner voice that warns, guides, and teaches. You must learn how to act upon those messages of God. Take some time to listen to silence. God speaks silently and quietly. When a split-second decision must be made in the material world, or when you get that feeling to choose left or right, yes or no, him or her, them or me, a helpful technique to hearing and obeying your inner voice has traditionally been to act upon your first impression. So there it is. We definitely built on that earlier. Hold on one second. All right, my bad. And so Those of you who have been doing the divine performance, again, I'd like to congratulate you. Keep the faith, keep it moving. Don't be discouraged. Through these times, more temptation, more opposition can come to you as a you could say as a test to see what level you're on, or to show yourself what level you're on. Again, this isn't for anybody else. It's not for Sun One to see. It's not for Minister to see. It's not for anybody but you and God. That's who it's for. It's ultimately to benefit yourself, to benefit your life, to create and form better circumstances, better life circumstances for you in your future and your present. Just trust. It only gets easier. That's another thing. It really only gets easier. And that's the beautiful part about it. Like, I'm chilling. It's fasting got me got my stomach bugging, but I'm chilling. Straight up and down. I feel good. I feel great. It's crazy to me to know how much easier it is this time for me than times in the past. And I'm like, yo, this is dope, but this is really, like I had said before, this is supposed to be constant. It goes beyond 21 days. The 21 days is for those that need to build it up. You got to build it up. This is not an overnight occurrence. It can be, but personally, I've learned when doing it like that, when really going overnight, it gets very trying. So to speak, it gets trying. This is also, it's a lonely path. It is a lonely path unless you have a partner that's right there with you on the same wave, on some, I'm gonna do all of this with you and learn all this with you and literally be your backbone for when in your times of weakness, I'll be your strength, and then in my times of weakness, you be my strength. But even then, together, it'll be very, very lonely, because you find that you together seem to be the only ones that are choosing to do something like this, or choosing to perform the divine performances, and everybody else seems to be going wild and doing whatever they want to. And then, like I said before, when you're on it, what's the saying? The saying is, to those with knowledge, much more is expected. It becomes that. So then, hold on, let's back that up. I believe it was in the Perform God. Or no, it actually might have been, I think it was in something that I shared with the temple. It might not be in here. Oh, well, the gist of it is, life will get harder than it normally should be or already is. Because you are trying to essentially be your purpose and to do your purpose as you know it. And the majority of the world, you have to understand, is not on their purpose. Purposely, too, on top of it. Purpose is for the purposeful. Straight up and down. They're not meant to be on. Well, I don't want to say. I just don't want to say that. I think Teach might say it though, but I don't want to say it. All I know is that being on purpose, and those that seem to not be on purpose are still fulfilling their purpose, because ultimately all that you do is leading to your divine purpose. No matter what it looks like in the present, you can go forward and look back on it and then see where it has its purpose in your life. But the same thing that somebody else can seemingly do all the time, you get hung up for trying to do it once. But those same things that you can do effortlessly, they can't seem to grasp. And so they continue on for what they do. But the best that you can do. Oh, we got a phone call. Let me find out who this is. Let's see. See if I can get this to work right. Peace and much love. Peace. Hello.
Peace and much love. This is Ambitious One.
Oh, peace and much love, Ambitious One. What it do?
What it do?
You was 2 seconds away from getting hung up on.
I know that. Just wanted to call and say thank you for everything you've been saying. Just want to let you know that we haven't been able to be on track with the divine performances, but we definitely are inspired with everything you said, you know, to just get on top of it and just start where we can.
That's right.
And just do what we can to make every single day the best that we can with that. And I'm trying to just think of what I'm saying because there's a little feedback. But
if you turn down whatever you're listening to it on, and it should sound better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, we got it there. So, yeah, just with what you were saying about, you know, getting with, you know, some mentorship or a partner, somebody who can, you know, guide you and keep you on track is always a good thing. That's what we've been trying to do with each other.
Yes, indeed.
And, you know, it's not always easy. There are definitely obstacles, but if, you know, you can look in hindsight, and even if you can get that hindsight perception, like, while it's happening, and learn from it as it's happening, and knowing that, you know, that's just what it is, that it's going to take for you to get to the next step and what you need to be doing. It's all divine. It's all God.
Yes, indeed.
It's all love. So I just want to, you know, thank you for that reminder and just let you know, like, and let God know, you know, we're focused and ready for, you know, whatever comes this year and whatever comes our way. And it's kind of crazy because over the last year, we accumulated, like, a lot of stuff. We had, you know, a really nice apartment. He fell on a face a few times trying to lead up to that. And we got real focused on, like, settling in and settling down and all that. And then we realized, like, wait a minute, like, that's not hip-hop. Hip-hop is action. Hip-hop's moving forward and, you know, always doing something. And, you know, not to say you can't settle down or anything like that, but, you know, you definitely can. But for us, we had to kind of realize, like, that's not necessarily our path. We're not the ones to choose that. We just have to let God guide our direction and
yes,
go with
indeed.
what He gives us. So pretty much what we've learned is, like, as the more we let go and just let God guide and God lead our path, we just really were able to see how He works. And one of the ways that works is by adding and subtracting.
Right.
And I noticed that a lot of things were added in more of a spiritual way, and a lot of the material things we thought might be important were subtracted.
Yes,
and
indeed.
so now we're more focused on, just where that path leads next and what our next move is, as far as, maybe not staying stationary in one spot, maybe not, settling down too soon, just being able to open up and really go on the journey that we're meant to lead, and if that means, going somewhere else or, trying to create a temple of hip-hop, and just, I believe these performances will definitely help get us to where we're supposed to go.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I'm excited to see how the next 21 days unfold.
Word.
And even after that. Word. Peace.
Hey, well, hold on. You still there?
Okay.
Just to build a little bit. Now, just from what you said, you may want to really look, because I know you said when talking about settling down or being on the move, and really all that becomes a matter of your perception of how you're seeing what it is, because as the gospel teaches, that really movement is illusionary. Whereas when you think you're not moving, you're moving. And really, what moves you made, though you feel as though these are my decisions, everything, we decided to be where we are right now, that is not entirely the reality you truly have. God moves you. God moves and makes you do what you do. You feel like it. It's funny because I had it was for a very long time, this discussion or meditation was in my mind as to what is it that we really are doing. Because when you think about the fact of where they talk about, and I believe quantum physics, where they say when you're looking at something, its atoms fix itself to appear physical, as if it's there. But the second you look away from the atom, it's in superposition, and there are millions of them, and it's spread all out. So really, it's only physical when your eye is on it.
Word.
And so if that's the case, and to add on to the fact of ToHH essentially saying, like, listen, God is really more of, God is the real event. God is the whole event that's happening. So it's really God doing more than what you believe you're doing. But God is interested in your take on the experience.
Yeah.
So as you develop, and essentially you're sending signals, and almost like you're sending data back to God. Like, hey, this is what's happening, and this is how I feel about it. This is how this makes me feel. And then God takes that in and does what it does in order to then recommunicate back to you. And very likely, further create and form your life circumstances. Because God, without a doubt, if your intent is good within, wants you to be happy. And wants you to see. Now this is where I said I feel privileged to be at this knowledge, or in the way that it's laid out and given to us. You got to understand, you have to be a special person in order to even get to have this. Like, people won't be able to even fix their soul or their spirit to even give it a chance. The fact that you're open to even give it a chance should show you that there's something just special about your being. But the things that you even, like, I want to say the gospel says that the temptations that are happening to you, and when you give in to them, is not solely you and not solely your experience. Like, some temptations have to go down. You won't learn otherwise. You won't have the experience to say, I like this or I don't like that. So certain things are, or not certain things, everything has that purpose. And there's a reason. So when understand that you look back on the past and where you're going to be tomorrow, and look and understand, for one, there are people really suffering.
Yeah.
Like, real bad. Like, life is terrible. Bombs every night. Gunfire every night. All of that. Like to the most terrible things you could ever imagine are happening to people all the time. But why not you?
Right.
And you got to give thanks for that, and know and understand that. Even though very likely, I'm sure there's something which I don't want you to share with people, but I'm sure things that have happened to you that you're like, yo, this life is absolutely crazy. But that's for you to understand, and for you to look back and say, you know what? There's people experiencing that every day. And all the time. It is literally their reality.
Yep.
And we can't understand, like, there's certain or a lot of the religious texts tell you there are just things about God that you will never understand. That it's too much for the mind. We can try to intellectualize all we want. There's just some stuff that is not, that our minds just can't put together and can't fathom. We just don't understand or know why. But then the question is, though, if you're like, God is the all-powerful, God is responsible for all, there are certain things that you've got to say must be divine, as well as the things that we don't think are divine. But they must be, because they're in the all.
What that makes me think of, too, is just how, each thing that we go through, each thing that we face is a lesson, and that lesson is divine, as long as, even if you don't learn from it, I guess it's still divine, because it still plays its purpose in your life.
Right. Well, and that's where I feel like that's what we are in control of. We're more of in control of how we take it, how we perceive it, how we process it, and what we do with it following whatever it is. Because something that happens to you very positive, you can totally take for granted.
Oh yeah.
Like, yo, like, oh shit, I don't know, whatever. Somebody buys you a new car,
Yeah.
and you're just like, word, and you hop in it and you drive it. And I've done this. This is why I'm saying it, because I was thinking about this earlier. And you drive it, but you never get the oil change, and the car shits the bed in a month. Because
Yeah.
you was just like, word, this is great, I got a car, drive, and then all of a sudden you seize the engine and the whole brand new car is worthless because you took a good thing and didn't do right by it, or wasn't really focused to receive something like that. So it works in all directions, but either way, I just hope that you know and understand that where you are right now is divine, and definitely be grateful, especially for the fact that you have stat. And it's never too late to try to enact these divine performances. It's recommended that you start at the beginning of the month, and I want to say that's really because it's easier to keep track of the 21 days.
Yeah.
But either way, you can start it whenever you feel like you're ready and you're at that level, and there's nothing wrong with starting, messing up, get back up, pick another time, start it, messing up. Eventually it's going to get easier and easier, and next thing you know, you're going to be flying through it, and those times that you fly through it, it's going to create and form something very beautiful for your lives.
Word. Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Peace and much love.
Peace and much love. Word up, word up. I hope y'all heard that good. It's alive. It's alive. All right, well, y'all, I believe we almost at that time. I think everybody who stayed tuned in. Oh, actually, no, we still got a little bit. I plan on doing a little random, and then possibly play a couple more exclusives for y'all off the upcoming joint, which I have no idea when it's gonna be done, but it will be done at the same time. Let me get back to where it is. Okay, cool. All right. So, bam. Okay, now, here we go. Here we go. For those with their gospel, I opened up to page 244, paragraph 45. Inconsciousness can be called the seat of unhappiness because it denies one the ability to actualize one's innate potentials. It handicaps the development of one's character and personality. An example of an unconscious human being is one who knows not his own purpose yet, is stimulated to the purpose of others. An example of an unconscious human being is one who knows not his own purpose, yet is stimulated to the purpose of others. To surrender to this condition of mind can be called unconsciousness. Another example of unconsciousness is to feel your true purpose, character, identity, and personality, yet fail to actualize them because of your own fears, insecurities, doubts, or other kinds of emotional and or mental inabilities. The emotional and or mental state of knowing yet not doing can be called unconscious. Drug addiction is another form of unconsciousness. It is that act of consciously doing things that you consciously don't really want to do. It is like observing yourself sleepwalking through life, bumping into things along the way. To be conscious is to know your potential nature and to fulfill it. To be conscious is to activate one's natural powers and talents. And in the activation of one's innate abilities, one becomes aware. For to know oneself, one must create oneself. For we have seen that some people, in spite of the traps and obstacles of the streets, are still able to achieve their purposes in life. Others are hindered and stagnated by the traps and obstacles of street life. Why is this? The difference lies in what they see. Everything is an opportunity, and everything is a failure. It's all in how you see it. Whether you allow life's circumstances to control you or whether you control life's circumstances. The issue is your mind controlling you. The issue is your mind controlling you, or are you controlling your mind? Are you conscious or unconscious? Ask yourself now, even on an intellectual level, am I the slave of my own mind, or am I the master of my own mind? Do I passively allow the circumstances of my own life to control me, or do I control the circumstances of my own life? Am I afraid of my own life, or am I living my own life? Attuned to hip hoppers practice experiencing the essence of spirit beyond the fears and limitations of the body, and experience an empowerment and strength that ensures victory over the traps and obstacles of the streets. However, practicing the essence of spirit requires a certain single-mindedness, which is the essence of spiritual awareness. But that same single-mindedness, left unchecked, has prevented many from growing and developing in the physical world and accepting new and valuable ideas and discoveries. Seek balance. Still, it is a single-minded spiritual awareness that prevents fear, and it is fear that prevents single-minded spiritual awareness. Duality in thought is what prevents spiritual awareness. In truth, the only things that can prevent you from achieving spiritual reality are fear, doubt, and disbelief. Above all, it is fear that hinders the most. Fear is of the flesh. It is an instinctive craving for the protection and safety of the physical body. It is manifested by the body's will to live. However, fear is not the truth. The truth is that there is one permanent reality, the great oneness, the unified field, or unified feel, God, and all of life's creations and circumstances, good and or evil, are really different manifestations of the one reality, the one power, the fully aware cosmic ocean of potentiality, the one great spirit, God. I'm going to say that one more time because this is the whole point that we were just talking about. This is on page 245. Please understand this. The truth is that there is one permanent reality, the great oneness, the unified feel, God, and all of life's creations and circumstances, good and or evil, are really different manifestations of the one reality, the one power, the fully aware cosmic ocean of potentiality, the one great spirit, God. Now, know and understand that right there, without a doubt, is not for everybody. Everybody is not going to understand that. And in performing listening, you should be able to understand why, or overstand why a lot of people are not going to want to overstand that. Things happen in people's lives in which, if they truly knew God was the reason, or that God was behind that which they perceived as evil, that they would indeed hate God. So understand that is an awareness that is not easy to take. It is not easy to swallow, especially from real people who've had real experiences in which, if they truly knew the source, would be very vengeful against that. Plain and simple. Such is why a lot of people just write God off as not existing. They don't, and very likely, it's funny because as I'm saying that, it's given me a realization that very likely it's because, I mean, you don't want to hate God. You would rather something else to blame. So really, the creation or perception of an outside devil as something to take your anger out on or to blame the evil on is really a convenience for people and a coping mechanism, especially for those who had so much faith. It's like when you think of stories that are in the Bible where Cat's whole families was just wiped out, and the said prophet or lead character in the story is supposed to keep the faith and love God no matter what was brought against him, even though on some somebody see, that's that performed study. I need more backup, but I don't have it on the cuff, so I can't go into depth. But either way, you have to know and understand. But we're hip hop, and what we have. This is advanced, and it's for your advancement. And you may wonder and say, well, how come I'm privy to something advanced when I didn't get the regular course necessarily so well? The chosen are chosen. It is what it is. So with that, I want to thank everybody for sharing. Thank you for joining me in this special broadcast of the meditation. I'm gonna try to do it a little more frequent during the divine performance so that we can build on this. Peace to everybody who will be on the call tomorrow night that Minister Zinaru is going to be holding. I believe very soon it will be open to the public again. So if you'd like to be on the list or would like to join us the next time that we go over and reread the Gospel of Hip Hop all together as a collective, You can message me, message the Temple of Hip Hop, Temple of Hip Hop Cali, Temple of Hip Hop NYC. Anywhere you see the Temple of Hip Hop, contact somebody to contact somebody to contact somebody, and we'll make sure that you're involved. But also, we'll be giving very well good notice to the fact that is happening. I want to thank everybody again for sharing. Means so much. I hope you all are getting out of this what I'm getting out of this. That's the number, y'all, and don't try to call it otherwise, because I will be unplugging it. I do not use a regular phone, but it will be unplugged until next time. But that will be the number from now until. So peace and much love, everybody. I'm going to hit y'all off with a couple more of these exclusives, and then we are going to call it a night.
I put a hurtin' on these niggas when I'm in the spot. They was never ready for these ethers, but I'ma let them drop. Return of the keeper, getting deeper till it's molten hot. Took vows before birth to hip-hop that I would never stop. Getting out for selfish gain, but to wake my niggas up. Fear not, the sun came back with an overfilling cup. From my people in positions of prison, God still in us. Can't seem to figure out we don't give a fuck if you feeling us. We got this knowledge that's more valuable than anything on earth. The spirit that you hearing's an appearance of the first. And say the game of hunger, they wonder how I retain the thirst. I'm covered by the slumber, this thunder's insanely worse. The reality produces what the God is introducing. Most intelligent movement for our existing improvement. Of being in the atom, present to put you back on. Seeing as you was half gone, except to being half gone. Got your God, I deciphering. Hip hop, no hyphen it. Striking lightning in your mind like enlightenment. Teacher for the seeker, he just reaping of a soul and peace. It as you reach it is the reason you came to know for where we going. You gotta know that, my nigga, hold that, don't act aimlessly, cause there's a soul trap. Meditation, affirmation, prayer, that's a gold map. To the ancient ways of being, you need to go back. All these lies they putting on you, that's an old rap. You can do anything that you want, look how they sold that. There are consequences to actions bound to blow back. Have been catching all this hell, my nigga, throw back. Don't be distracted by the rapping of an actor that's pretended. Captured by a master that's disaster for attention. Reenact the scripted act, you'll find no happy ending. Entertain what's done in vain, pain and chains will be ascended. Following's a hollow man that doesn't know his entrance. Jail is no achievement, you'll believe it at your sentence. Still it's an illusion, it's confusing to dissect it. When you stuck in biology, psychology's the exit. There's another set of senses they erase from your awareness. The most important, which is presence, got you living careless. My God, if you only knew, you would move fearless. Reinforced by the source, divorced of interference. Cravings and temptations are your only real enemies. Defeat them when you see them to increase your inner energy. Create positively to be proud of your memories. Your guilt's no longer entering, trapping your thoughts in jeopardy. Let the past be the past, cause now is the priority. Control how you function, be your own authority. And that doesn't mean to give yourself the right to be disorderly. Take the best of you formally and make it your majority. Here's some formulas, but no one can force you to suckle. I know you under pressure, but less have been known to buckle. You got all the pieces to the puzzle, but still struggle. A subtle voice keeps whispering, you gotta hustle. But the interpretation is of your own choosing. No excuses, every moment is the true movement. Improving or disproving the fact is you still prove it to yourself what are you actually capable of doing. You gotta know that, my nigga, hold that, don't act aimlessly, cause there's a soul trap. Meditation, affirmation, prayer, that's a gold map. To the ancient ways of being, you need to go back. All these lies they putting on you, that's an old rap. You can do anything that you want, look how they sold that. There are consequences to actions bound to blow back. Have been catching all this hell, my nigga, throw back. I'm well aware that many people don't wanna hear this, fuck them. Insecure they defer until the cops like cuff them. Or they find the wrong nigga that don't give a shit and snuff them. Worst come to worst, revenge comes back to nip tuck them. This very well could be the only warning out your speakers. God's sponsor brought to you by someone keeper of ethers. Trying to avoid the nightmare of you waking to your reaper. Caught sleeping in the preview, never reaching the main feature. Daily hell or daily heaven, one way or the other. Days cut short, not honoring the father or the mother. Height squirrel, another can't perceive that that's your brother. Quick to disrespect the sister and still wonder why you suffer. Ain't no mistake in the universe, everything has a reason. Call and response is the balance of the seasons. Though things appear odd, everything is really even. While the real question is, are you staying or are you leaving by the evening?
We are going to witness the most anticipated in the history. Are you ready?
Let me tell you what it's like to be the greatest never heard. Projected to the audience, they stuck on every word. Different when I'm pitching, think I'm switching every curve. Spitting, have them spinning, niggas missing every turn. I am killing it, they feeling it like never felt before. We might forget the name, but gon' remember what they saw. Got the light as a reference, as what's better than them all. The nigga with the dress, consult the mirror on the wall. Someone, a son, won, the God had it right. The hardest all night, the nigga should've went twice. Hip hop non-stop, he's bout that life. Supercalifragilistic, fuck it, I'm nice. Beats or rhymes, I am not to be fucked with. All masters, the rough draft, giving you that tough shit. Bless them once more like I ain't giving you enough hits. No rapper in the circuit that can mentally touch this. Before I turn my light down and aim to be humble. Knowing damn well the moment I raise gon' be trouble. Me that MC's like a beat that don't bumble. Many imitators out there, you see them, they stumble. All these rappers here after they crumble. Son one ready to rumble, boy rumble. Every track another fact, I can't be lyrically matched. I keep it real with the feel while they hysterically clap. Most cats be lying, every line be spitting fairy tale raps. Try to mimic how I do it, but can't mirror me back. Cause ain't nothing like the organic when it's live in the flesh. These niggas been expired, GMO extended, they fresh. I bring that maximum greatness and never know less. I am the answer, swing, got and didn't know me to guess. Niggas is pop quizzes, I am the mastery test. The physics beyond physics, ain't no way you can prep. You couldn't process the object to truly express this. Lord's finesse of all methods would check it. See what I did there? See how I did that? The elders' general consensus is y'all niggas been wet, but the spotlight be hot like sun, come get it. Rock mic, drop mic, sun one in it. I turn my light down and aim to be humble. Knowing damn well the moment I raise gon' be trouble. Me that MC's like a beat that don't bumble. Many imitators out there, you see them, they stumble. All these rappers here after they crumble. Sun one ready to rumble, boy rumble. You want that dope shit to rock to? I got you. Killers with the hits when I spit, nigga, I got to. Turn up my shit to the maximum value. Not just a track, in fact, nigga, the whole album. They say I got away with these words, phrases, and syllables. See, I don't lay it down unless the sound is fillable. Plus, I gotta point to these joints, I be messaging. Live type aggressive shit, have you on the edge of it. The guard is something serious, no time for joking. I smoke them by the closing, provoke them to get open. They know that I'm the truth, they call me the God's honest. Never let down, bring it down, I promise. Just to let you know you're now tuned into the livest. Diamond with the shine, have you rocking with the finest. Notoriously glorious, we start to do it big. Just trying to make it plain, you already know what it is. I turn my light down and aim to be humble. Knowing damn well the moment I raise gon' be trouble. Me that MC's like a beat that don't bumble. Many imitators out there, you see them, they stumble. All these rappers here after they crumble. Son one ready to rumble, boy rumble. Brace yourself for the baddest guard to ever grab it. Can't pretend like I had it, always had the habit. Describing up these classics, generous every package. Ill automatic for these hip-hop fanatics. Special is an understatement, niggas ain't even close to every disappointed legend. I give them reason to toast. Sun tracks run back, had these fiends leaning the most. Everybody out the church like he's breathing the ghost. That ain't far from the truth, but let me get mine first. Come on, all this pain and all this anguish, they gon' feel this hurt. For the bullshit, someone gon' see you reimburse. Big ups to Loaded Lux, they gon' get this work. Rappers on the radio ain't got shit on sun. How shine, all these niggas figures, they know that one. Exactly what it is, why it is, and where it came from. Hurry up and get your money up, cause here I come. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. We still down though, everybody struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody struggling. When the shit hits the fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody struggling. Time's wasted, time don't even exist. Such is why the hood is exactly the way that it is. You let another man tell you what's the law in this bitch. So breaking laws reflects the very way that you live. Overstand this, drugs don't make a take to themselves. So we was just a reason to have you sleeping in jail. Kill your interest in education just to see that you fail. Have you in conflict with yourself by believing in hell. Communities are breeding envy, so they break up every family. Depression seems unbearable, starts eating at your sanity. Have you searching for greed or grasp that it's just a fantasy? Obesely if you have to, and disregard humanity. Classes get distracted when you look at how they acted. You take a closer look, you see the rich becoming the savage. For the class acting rich, perpetrating above average. But the poor still sincere while struggling and adapting. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. I'm still down though, everybody struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody struggling. When the shit hits the fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody struggling. Forgetting about peace, getting mad at the little shit. High anxiety, prepping heart attacks in a little bit. Keep you living to eat, that's the only time you civil with. The ones that truly love you, then right back to the belittling. That got you worrying, juggling how to keep a room. Working a 9 to 5 you don't like, and it is eating you. On social media, wonder who you're moving, talking to. Stuck in the ghetto, no protection, the police walking through. Got your secret addiction, too ashamed to get help for. Relying on the state to escape what you fell for. Never above water, have you begging the drugstore. Know what it would be easier if society loved more. Too busy to rehabilitate to make sure you okay. The laziness is overwhelmed and don't want to motivate. Knowing you need a break while reality's like no way. I understand why insanity, the choice becomes gold play. 9 times out of 10, these niggas be with the bullshit. No matter if they rapping or preaching on the pulpit. We still down though, everybody struggling. Long as we can get down, yo, everybody struggling. When the shit hits the fan, it gon' matter if you hustling. The truth of the matter is mad people suffering. We burning up, yo, everybody struggling. We still gon' turn up though, everybody struggling. These niggas talk about God is out. Say that above all the doubt, you know who brought it out. All amounts to the fallen count from a starving mouth. Straight to the harvest ground, digging up the rawest sound. Understand what I'm calling down, haters all around. Supreme gladiator in a hall of clowns, God don't need a crown. Rap is bargain style, getting dressy. Apparently you see the gowns. Meanwhile, someone is back to solidify the I and I higher mind. Water bearing time, fire, water, time, fire, fire. Heard it since the beginning, spinning through the sands of time. Nigga fan bands, 10 grand just to stand in line. We weaving, retrieving while sleepers keep dreaming. Solar rays beaming, receiving frequencies they don't believe in. I've been itching for a reason, increasing beyond diseases. Deleting by secreting through the poison. Don't mean to fuck with your move, but these niggas gotta move. There's just not enough room. I'm bringing my God. I mean, fuck coming soon. It's been long overdue for the real and for the truth. I'm bringing my God. For those who ain't attuned, I suggest you get in tune. If you ready for the truth, I'm bringing my God. Do what you gotta do. Great spirit coming through, ancestors coming through. I'm bringing my God. This that shit you can't ignore. Shake the hinges off the door. Niggas full, I give you more. Burst the hook like good form. Category 7 storms that ain't never been performed. Can't say you ain't informed or ain't never been warned. We gon' exceed every norm, every expert being torn by the old stay up sworn. Coast to coast, door to store. Don't mean to fuck with your move, but these niggas gotta move. There's just not enough room. I'm bringing my God. I mean, fuck coming soon. It's been long overdue for the real and for the truth. I'm bringing my God. For those who ain't attuned, I suggest you get in tune. If you ready for the truth, I'm bringing my God. Do what you gotta do. Great spirit coming through, ancestors coming through. I'm bringing my God. For all my niggas in the street that's been hustling to eat, ladies strolling on the beat, I'm bringing my God. My people trapped in a cell that's already in hell, being told they have failed. I'm bringing my God. To the babies that's confused in the cycle of abuse, you can't break out of the loop. I'm bringing my God. For those who were born ready, but studying something heavy and down to rock steady, I'm bringing my God. We gon' turn up the pressure, deliver you something fresher than ever. From the oppressors to the rightful successes, identified by the measure, no bullshit whatsoever. To God, no intercessor, communicating together, exposing the transgressors that rather you know never. But thinking they so clever, pretending they know better, teaching you that you lesser, but this is their last semester. We tired these fake professors professing they about to lecture. Scars turf, God's earth, devil gets no dominion. Facts, fuck what you heard, learn informed, that's opinion. This division of religions is caused by politicians. By tradition, these conditions continue your submission. As they whitewash your brain till you perceive it's your decision. Infatuated by the light show, that's fucking up your vision. Blind to the sight that you've been witnessing magicians. Killing your intuition from giving you no nutrition, praise God.